I was watching some of your interviews, and you said you're from Long Island.
Oh my God, really? You're the first person to listen.
Well, I had to do a little homework. I
You're gonna do
didn't.
homework on me?
What?
You're
Say
gonna
that
do
again.
homework on me?
Just a little bit. I don't know. I wasn't taking notes or anything, but
Yeah, I'm from Long Island. Right, right. Do you have any history here?
my dad's from Whitestone.
Oh, really?
It's
Where the
from
hell is that?
it's in yeah, it's in Queens, I think. But I'm a big Mets fan, LFGM. Even though I'm from Los Angeles, I love my New York Mets. I really do.
Well, you have that whole podcast. It's about sports. I was just talking to someone about about sports in general. They're like, "Are you a fan of sports?" I'm like, I was for the longest time, and then the Chiefs started to play. And it's not that I don't like the Chiefs, it's I don't like their relationship with the refs. Where every time I'll watch a whole season, right? I'll like pick a team, I'll get devoted to the whole thing, and then it'll be like the AFC Championship, and you spend hours watching and planning the schedule to watch every game, and there'll be the worst call you've ever seen in your life at like, it's a tie game, they're about to score, whatever, and you're like, like at this point, why am I watching it? If
Yeah.
it's like watching a 3 hour movie, and at the ending they just turn off like 10 minutes left. They just turn off the movie. It's like I wasn't done
Yeah.
watching the movie. You finished it for me. It's like
Right.
turning off the movie and then going, oh, you don't need to watch it. He dies. Like, why are you watching that? Like, well, I would have found out if I just watched the. I feel cheated, is what I'm trying to say. I don't like how it's.
No, you're right. Or like if the director just stopped directing with
Yeah,
10 minutes
I
left.
feel like I'm gypped out of my time with watching football now.
Look, I don't want the Chiefs fans to get on my case here, but
Right. Well, it happens to other teams too, but it mainly
no,
does happen to the
there's
Chiefs.
there's an obvious bias towards the Kansas City Chiefs, and it wasn't evident in the Super Bowl. And look what happened. And look
Yeah.
what happened.
Well,
What
how do we
a
fix this,
snooze
Daniel?
fest.
How do
What a
we, with your star power, how do we fix the problem with the refs in the game? Do you have to do a commercial, maybe?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I've done a couple. They just aren't airing. I would love to see some national commercials of mine get on air. I mean, come on, maybe that'll help throw them for a loop a little bit. Um, yeah, I don't know. Stop sticking the Chiefs on prime time all the time. Let's put the Jets back on prime time, even though they're an abominable franchise. I mean, come on.
Nobody's gonna watch the Jets. That's why they're not on primetime. Even if
Yeah, that's true.
that's not gonna. Why, you're a Jet fan?
Yeah, I'm a Jets fan.
I thought you kind of you varied. I've seen you wear
Oh,
different. Have
yeah,
you worn different jerseys before? You've always worn a Jet
sure.
jersey.
No, I'd only have a Jets. Well, as football is concerned, I have only Jets jerseys, but I've got like a Luka Doncic jersey. I've got yeah, I've got a little bit of a variety. The guy I do the show with, he's got a closet full of jerseys.
Right.
I can't keep up with the guy. It's ridiculous. I'm like, he's got so many jerseys. I'm like, I forgot what teams he rooted for because he's just got a wide variation of jerseys. But
How do you know him? Right, Cullen. Right, that's his name.
Cullen.
Cullen. How do you know Cullen? Like King
Right.
Cullen.
Don't worry. People make the mistake Colin all the time.
Oh,
It's a frequent mistake, but it's yeah, Colin. We've known each other since I don't know. I was 13 years old, improv class in LA. We took an improv class together, and we started hitting it off, and ever since then, we've been really good buddies. And he's also in the entertainment industry. He's got a skill for voiceovers. So he's got that announcer voice. So when we do live streams of like boxing events, like he can really bring it, like he's just got the voice for it. But from the
yeah.
sidelines, yeah, we're really trying to send that one to the moon. I don't know. We'll see.
What's because this seems to be just such a popular thing now with podcasting in general. I like if you said 5 years ago the future
Right.
or just I'm doing a podcast, it'd be like you're a loser. Why are you doing a podcast? But
Now
now it's
it's
like the only way people get any information.
right. It's sad. Yeah, I was talking to some guy at the gym yesterday. He said YouTube is now grossing more than Netflix. So, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
fathom that. I don't know if there's any sincerity to that, but I believe it. I bet YouTube's raking in better numbers than Netflix at this point, which is
And
crazy.
yeah. And of course it's making more than network television, right?
That what is network television again? I have no
Your
idea.
network television, ABC.
What? I was. God, I don't know how to say this, man. I really don't. And I don't want it to take a negative turn.
Well,
I
let
have a
me
lot,
ask you this. Is there still a pilot season?
not that I know of. Not that I know of. I mean, if I called up my agent right now, I mean, she'd probably tell me it's probably in February, but that, it doesn't have that gravitas that it did 5 years ago. Pilot season used to mean something, and I feel like now it's kind of being diminished in a way. I mean, when I was a little kid actor, I mean, those were some of the best times of my life, going on screen tests. And I'll never forget. Well, I'll never forget. I booked American Housewife and I booked another pilot. And I had the choice to pick either one. And I talked it over with my family and I picked American Housewife. And thank God I did because the other show only lasted a couple episodes. Not that it wasn't funny, but it only lasted a couple episodes. And as you saw with American Housewife, it lasted 5 seasons. But yeah, this whole pilot season term you're mentioning is like I don't hear it talked about with my actor friends as much anymore. Um, I'm not really in cahoots with like all the agents or anything or like the higher above, whatever that may
Mm.
be. I'm learning to pivot, my friend. I'm doing other things because I know acting's always there for me. That's my main passion. But I'm working on my sports show. I'm making music videos with my buddy. I'm taking
Right.
statistics exams at my community college because I got to do whatever I can to stay on my feet. That's my advice for young actors out there. Don't let this industry make you wobble. It's like a boxing match. You got to stay on your feet. It's going to throw you some haymakers, but it's how you bounce back. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Wow. Now, I think if you clip that and send it to a casting company, that's all you need. What else is there? I mean, that's a pretty good monologue.
Well, because you know what? There's a lot of passion behind it.
It's
There's,
real. You didn't have to fake it.
right.
But that show, American Housewife, the first time I was exposed to that
Yeah.
was you were probably like 12 years old when you booked it, right?
Yeah. 12 years old. Wow.
And when
I'm
you're
21. Flip the
21,
number.
I'll be
Oh,
21 in August.
oh wow.
Mm,
I thought you were 32.
yeah, right. Did you really?
No, I thought you were I thought you were like 24. I mean, you give off like a mature, in control vibe. Take it the right way. Take it the right way. Take it the right way. But you're young. I didn't think you were younger than me for a second.
Because I
Oh,
do think that Gen Z is falling behind in that sense, and it's probably
Are
social
you
media.
are you one of those born in the wrong generation people?
No, I'm just
Okay. Don't say that.
well, my music is definitely that.
What's your music?
Like I know you're big into rap, right?
Right. Love it.
Like I'm
Love it.
more like Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell,
God,
Neil
you are my
Young.
dad and my mom at the same time. In a great way. You got taste. I love it.
But
I,
why is it so hard for people our age to listen to that music? Is it just because it's not popular, so it's
I
not
don't know. I don't know. You know what? There's a niche, there's a place for it. I mean, there's bars and clubs that have the Bob Dylans and there's the Rolling Stones out there, but God, we are so oversaturated with rap music.
it's
It's
the
it
only genre now.
It's all I look forward to. And it's all I know and all I've listened to for a long, long, long time. It's so funny. My dad hates rap music. I, I tried playing it for 5 seconds and it's like, turn it off. It's like, I never want to hear that again, which is understandable. It's not his thing. He remembers the NWA days where rap actually meant something. So I understand what he's saying.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
also a big Bob Dylan fan, a big The Who fan, a big Rolling Stones fan, a big Beatles fan.
but
And
it doesn't trump the rap.
no, well, for me or for
Yeah,
who?
no, it's you're speaking for a lot of people because a lot of people I know personally, they when I show them the music, they don't have anything bad to say about it, but there's just some disconnect where it's not their music. They don't feel responsible for it.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're thinking, are you really gonna go put this on the playlist later? I don't know.
Yeah, like I'll send them a playlist with Chicago is on it and Simon and Garfunkel is on it and stuff like that.
We're
And listen,
Chicago made Saturday
right, yeah.
in the park. I mean, that song's a banger. All right, that song's timeless. All right,
Yeah.
and we
People
grew up with
know it, but they don't like
no.
that's a big thing. It's if I ask someone like, do you know Saturday in the Park? Do you know Saturday in the Park? It's like I'd have to hear it. Like that's a song. Or like Hotel California. Do you know what that is? They're
Is that
like,
the Eagles? That's the Eagles.
right, yeah.
I
Hmm.
have some knowledge. Okay, I
I'm
wasn't
not saying it out. I'm saying other
a
people.
rock. I wasn't a rock wasn't dropped on my head as a baby.
Well, the fact that you
God
want to
didn't
go, is
just
that the
say,
Eagles? Is that the one that they
"Uh-oh,
signed?
stop it." It is the Eagles, all right?
Right, it's the Eagles.
This is an interview. I need it's a response and it's a question.
It's not. This is not an interview. This is the discussion where I grill you.
All right,
You didn't let me finish my story about how I first discovered you.
continue.
It was the episode you were with George Hamilton,
Hmm.
and as this is a perfect segue, we're talking about older
Yeah,
shit right now.
great
George
segue.
Hamilton is for people who don't know, a big star of the '60s, of the screen. And when you now, as I'm not saying you didn't know who he was, but it would be normal as a 12-year-old, especially a Gen Z 12-year-old, to not know who George Hamilton is, even as an actor. So when he came to the set, were you like, oh, this is just like another guy? And they had to tell you, like, no, he's a star. Like you need to pay attention to this guy.
That's a great question. I think yeah, the producers didn't pump too much knowledge into my brain. I was 12 years old. I didn't know who George Hamilton was. But after I shot with George Hamilton, I knew who George Hamilton. He is the nicest man in the world. I mean, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right? Didn't he do that? Wasn't that him? Or Count Dracula or something? He
All
was
right, yeah, okay, yeah.
Godfather Part 3 and the TV show you mentioned in the 60s.
Well,
Never,
no, well, yeah, go
well,
ahead, please.
no, no, you make,
I was gonna throw a few more out there. I was gonna say where
oh,
the boys are was a big one,
oh.
which was like it was like a beachy type of
Hmm,
they had a lot of like risque sex college movies back then. That was one of them. And
yeah,
it was All the Fine Young Cannibals was another one. He did
right.
that movie with Natalie Wood and with Robert Wagner.
Wow.
So he's like, he's an old timer. He's probably like 86.
He's an old Hollywood legend, and every time he opens his mouth, it's like, and I was golfing with Paul Newman one
Right.
time. And it's just like, oh my God. Like, I really love that man. He's still kicking it. He's still around. He really treated me just like another human being. He treated every human like a
Mhm.
human
Yeah.
and not like he's some old Hollywood legend. It was such a surreal experience to work with him. Probably one of my favorite actors I've ever worked with, especially on American Housewife. Some of the scenes we had together were just golden, and that's just credit to the writers for being amazing. But I'll never forget, like he's sitting outside of his trailer, and he's sitting in the sun, and he's shirtless, and he's eating a bowl of fruit, and he's got his sunglasses on, and he's just like, and he probably needs to be on set in 10 minutes, but like not a care in the world. I love that man. And he's George Hamilton, all right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, I feel like I'm sorry, but they hit such a. I'm gonna give them the writers credit. They hit such a groove with my character. Like I thought every line was just killer, man. And back then I'm just a kid. I'm like, oh, I'm reading line on a paper, you know? But now I'm like, wow, and maybe looking back, it's better I didn't overthink it. Now I would just cherish it that much more. But I was just a kid. You know, I had no like concept of what this kind of opportunity it was and how I can nail every line a certain way.
Yeah. Well,
But boy, yeah,
did they have the character figured out before you got in the room, or did they kind of tailor it after you auditioned?
great question. That's a really great question. I never asked them. I probably in the breakdown it probably said like materialistic. Like yeah, want to be want to be millionaire and then I think I just brought the character to life. I think all that sarcasm is me playing right through it. The dry delivery, that is me. The meanness towards his mother, that's me. No, I love my mother.
Hmm.
No,
That's
just
all me.
No, that's
That's
on me,
that's
baby.
copy and paste right there.
No, but it is funny because I was on an interview a long time ago and I was like, I show up to set in like a dirty Darrell Revis shirt, old cornerback for the Jets, by the way, and like
Gotta
some
plug.
sweatpants and like some Nike beaters. And then I slip into my like, like salmon, like khakis and belt and button down and boat shoes. Like the wardrobe was a big shift, but the personality, not so much. I think Oliver Otto is way more of a douche than me, but I'm still a douche.
No, I don't. Well, maybe it's because I'm a douche, but I didn't think he was a douche at all. I thought he was,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
I thought he was like
Really?
the most,
Really?
yeah. Because like when especially when you were doing those phone call, the suicide hotline, that was the best. Aside from
Well,
all of whatever the tan, whatever is.
you picked the one moment that I'm being nice. They wrote that whole storyline to make me look human.
Just to yeah, just to save you a
That
little
was
bit.
to make me look human, Max.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason that's the most, I think the most popular
Yeah.
segment. I mean, if you go online, that has the most views, I would think.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, God, I have no concept of that, but like, yeah, it's booming on TikTok, and I'm like, but good, the message has been sent. That's the whole point, you know? That was a real
Yeah.
risk that we took on a half-hour comedy doing suicide prevention like that. But man, one of
Oh,
those
Kurt.
episodes could really make you. There's a great episode, the gay football player. I don't know
Yeah.
if you
I was
remember
about to
that.
no, yeah, I was about to say like there's no way that if you're a douchebag, you let the whole school think you're gay for the sake of someone else,
Yeah.
not having to think it's a big
Right.
deal to come out as
Right.
gay.
Right.
So
Right.
that alone, even if you act like a douche, 99 episodes, that did save you because you can't learn how to do that. That's an intuition thing.
Also, as an actor too, you're 99 episodes, you're being a douche, and now one episode you have to be heartfelt. How do you think I felt, man? I'm like, I've been playing this sort of pompous douche all the time, and now I have to slip into like this caring jargon, where I'm caring for another person. What?
Yeah. Well, also the when Spencer or George Hamilton on the show um didn't leave you in his will. And
Oh,
if you were a real douchebag, you would have said, "Fuck that. I deserve that. I spent time with him. I'm him. He should have given me the money." But no, you said, "I'll earn it on my own."
right,
So that also,
right.
uh,
Good one. You really are a fan.
I mean, there's so few like actors. I hate to call you a child actor, but like you are, at least at the time of you filming it, you were a
Oh,
child actor.
oh.
Um, and it seems like that it used to be all child actors on television. You had all these shows about families and, you know, we're going back to the other thing, but about just being no shows anymore. But that there is shows. There's a lot of shows, but that is few and far in between with the family dynamic. That's sort of lost.
But also, it's weird because I'm like, you see me by just scrolling on. You're probably on the toilet, no, or like
Almost always, yeah, pretty
yeah, or
much.
like you're just chilling in bed eating your Cheetos. But no, it's like I can't complain because either way, they're still quote unquote complimenting me or recognizing my work. So as much as I'm not a fan of TikTok in the least, I think it's like awful for our generation. I look at Instagram Reels every day, and I don't have any Snapchat because I'm not in high school anymore. You hear that? All my friends who still have
Mm.
Snap and are sending half selfies to chicks like,
Yeah, I have friends our
up
age.
later? You up later? Yeah, that one
Yeah.
will work.
I have
Yeah.
friends our age. They're keeping up with it's like called streaks, right? On Snapchat.
Oh
It's
my
like
God, they're still doing that? Oh my God. Okay, great, guys. Unemployed activity? No, I'm kidding. It's all right. Whatever. That used to be a thing, right? When we were in
I
high
guess so.
school. When we were in high school.
That
Sorry, I
was
guess I'm
yeah.
Mr. Negative Nelly over here, but
That
I
was the
got,
only way I can get a girlfriend in middle school and high school is if I had a streak with them.
yeah,
That was
right.
the only I didn't
Not
want to do
talking,
it.
not going up and talking to them.
No.
What is that? Who fucking does?
I actually broke up with someone. I remember in like ninth grade. I'm like, we don't see each other. She's like, what do you mean? We talk every day. Like, yeah, but we don't like, I don't like see you. And like, for all I know, your dad is writing me writing me these messages or your mom or something. So yeah. But now you're
Now
sounding
and
like,
now and now you can, if when you're talking to a girl, you can just be like, "Hey AI, what would sound chill right here?" So you
Yeah.
never have to actually say any of the words. You could just AI it. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
What's the ideal way to watch? You just directed a few music videos for a few different artists.
No, so we directed two videos. The second one, I'll admittedly say I took more of a hands-on approach in. The first one I wasn't as involved in because I was like, oh, we're just shooting music videos, and I kind of let my friend take the wheel because it was his idea. But for
Hmm.
the second one, I really stepped up to the plate, quote unquote, found the locations, did what I could, and we directed it together, and it's been an incredible collaborative process with my friend from high school, Gunner. And I'm gonna go see him today, and we're gonna go help some other guy with some music videos. Um, the best way to watch our videos is on YouTube at Honey Productions. It's not in my link in bio, but it's on my, you just Honey Productions or Honey Motion Picture, actually, Honey Motion Picture on YouTube. And I have it all over my Instagram. I've been promoting it. And we did a video with this up and coming artist Fletch and his song Grammy, and we're trying to we're trying to grab some other artists and make some videos. And
Are
I'll
you a
tell you what,
fan? Oh yeah, please.
here's a tidbit. You might watch that video, and you might think, wow, they spent a lot of money on this, huh? Right? Yeah, right. High quality, really great music. But no, $0, brother. We spent $0 on that last video, if you can believe it. And I'm proud of it. I love rap music. And I feel like it makes me happy. I don't think I'm going to be shooting music videos forever. But boy, I didn't know how helpful they would be in guiding me in this directorial process towards hopefully directing script content. You know what I mean? So,
That's right. The I want to ask the music video. I saw Cullen, right? Wasn't he a PA? Was it What am I
yeah.
saying? Cullen. Was he a PA
Oh,
on the thing?
he was.
So what is that? What does Cullen have to do? Does he get your coffee for you? Do you bug him about like it's I said two sugars, Cullen. You put cream in this shit?
No, it's better than that. I let him take some of the camera. He helped, carry stuff around. He set up some lights. My other friend Noah, I let him take the camera sometimes. I wasn't gonna say they were producers, but they were like production assistants, man. And they brought their A game, and they all equally brought the same amount of, effort and time. And yeah, that by PA, I do not mean that they were going and retrieving coffee. I feel like that is the worst. It's a funny stereotype, but the worst stereotype for a PA. They are so much more than that. Obviously, I mean, they were probably doing more than a PA would, honestly, in terms of what they were doing. Like I said, I let Colin and Noah, my boys, kind of take the camera a little bit because I'm like, while they're here, they might as well get incorporated even more, right? But yeah, me and Gunner, my friend from high school, we're doing it together. It's me and him for this. We're really working on this. We're trying to blow up, hopefully, work with big artists like Lil Baby's one of my favorite rappers, and
Little babies, of course.
a little bit. Yeah,
Little-
my dad's like, who's your favorite rapper again? A Little Diaper? Yeah, right. I'm like, stop. He doesn't.
Is he famous or is he your favorite and he's not a mainstream yet?
He's huge. He's
He's
mainstream.
huge. So I'm the weird one for not knowing him.
Yeah, it's okay that you don't. I mean, do you know Future and Young Thug?
I've heard of Future. I've never heard of Young Thug.
No, I'm putting you on to some Young Thug, man. Seriously.
Okay.
I like
You don't
jumping up and down. I like energy. I like dancing. When I listen to the Beatles, I feel like I'm trying to do I feel like I'm riding a wave, you
you don't
know?
like that?
They're good, but it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a good change of
Have you
pace.
heard of let me ask you this. Have you heard the whole Sergeant Pepper's album before?
No, I don't think I have.
See,
No.
this is the problem, Daniel. You're judging the menu and you haven't tasted any of the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sergeant Pepper, that's the album. It's like that and Abbey Road.
All right,
Uh,
I'll listen to Sergeant Pepper's
have you
album.
heard of the Abbey Road medley before, where it's like
No. Well, I know Abbey Road where they're crossing the
right?
road.
You're right. Everyone knows the album cover, but have you actually listened to more than "Here Comes the Sun"?
Octopus's Garden. Here come okay because you never. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. There's some Beatles stuff that I
They got to
like.
teach this in schools. This is ridiculous. That you,
You know, it's good. I mean, they've got to have more music classes in schools. And
Hmm.
I do think our generation has to listen to a lot less rap music. I am very guilty of that. And because it makes you smarter when you expand your taste. I'm gonna be honest with you. You get so dumbed down, especially by the rap genre. You got to know how to like just spread the love. And I'd say the same with you. Kendrick
I,
Lamar's a good
I'll
start
try.
if you're trying to get into rap music, which I
Not
don't.
like us. That was I read the lyrics. I like the lyrics.
Don't do that. Don't do that stuff.
What?
Go to listen to the album To Pimp a Butterfly. That's a great album. Or
Okay. Well,
Good Kid, Mad City. Those are his two best albums, and he won a Nobel Peace Prize just like Bob Dylan. So
he
he's got to
won
be a
really.
little legit, right? He's got to be a little legit. What'd you think of the new Timothy Chalamet Bob Dylan movie before we whatever
Right.
depend or whatever?
The first time I saw it in the theater, I thought I have such a connection with that whole history. I've
Yeah.
like read, that's the only artist for me that I've like read every book and lyric and like, so for me it was like I was never going to be impressed with it, but the second time when I realized, oh, it's got to be a certain length and it's a three-act movie like anything else, I appreciated the performance and especially the woman who played the Monica something or rather who played Joan Baez,
Yeah.
the girlfriend.
I thought she was really good.
Yeah, she was in Top
A
Gun
lot of
Maverick
people
also.
loved her. A lot of people loved her. Can I just say, I've I've always been like iffy about Timothy Chalamet, and I was like, okay, I'm walking into this movie like, this is the performance. He's gonna hook me. And what did he do? He
Mm,
hooked. He
yeah.
hooked. He killed that performance. Once he had the suit on and the black glasses, there was no going back. There was no going back.
Mm,
I respect him because I mean, COVID actually worked in his favor. He had years to write the music, to sing. What do you think of that?
right.
He sang the music,
No, he sounded like him.
played the
But yeah,
guitar.
COVID did help because I
He
thought he only had like
sounded like
6 months to learn it. Then he had, oh no, it wasn't, maybe it wasn't COVID, it was a strike. It was
I
the
don't know.
strike,
It was
not
both.
COVID.
I think it was both. I think it was both. Either
But
way, there's a long
yeah, yeah.
lapse of time where he had an extended period of time to really lock in. And the bet what do the best actors do? They do their research. You know, I remember why do you think Austin Butler couldn't get the Elvis voice out? Because
Well,
he was
that's a whole other conversation. Austin Butler.
probably, I think he locked himself in a room and he literally had like a detective board of all these strings connecting. But I respect the man. I think Austin Butler, I think Chalamet, I don't know whatever happened to Lucas Hedges. I think Jacob Elordi. Yeah, they're big names, but they're big for a reason.
Which one's
They have
Lucas
my
Hedges?
respect. They have my respect. Lucas Hedges, Manchester by the Sea.
Oh,
Um,
oh, okay. He plays the son.
he had the shaved head, and he
Okay.
played the older brother in mid '90s. He was in Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't
That,
know what
that's
happened to the
McDonough.
guy. He's very talented. I think we need. I'm going to be on. I think you would agree with me. I want to work towards the younger industry, or be more accepting of the younger people in the industry. My dad's probably going to beat me over the head for saying that because he's a lot older than me. But
What do you mean? You mean the way the industry was, or the younger actors?
like younger actors, let's take more risk on younger actors. Let's not just hire the same young actors over and over again because they're going to draw people into the movie theaters. Let's spread the love a little bit. It's almost like an actor is trying to say something. It's like
Yeah.
coming from an actor. It doesn't
Let's
mean
cast me
with you
more.
too. With you too. I mean, how you're a young guy, right?
Yeah,
How hard
very.
people would probably be like, people would probably before they even read your script, they'd be like, "Oh, you're 20. I'm gonna go read a 28-year-old script
Right.
first."
That's why it's good. You don't have to say your age on the cover page.
Jack Nicholson is probably my favorite actor of all time. Um,
Yeah, that's a
and
good answer.
I've seen everything from Easy Rider to As Good as It Gets. Well, and you'll be happy to hear this. I might not be as into the old music, but old movies, I'm head over heels. I did a paper on basically the year of 1969 cinema and two specific movies, Midnight Cowboy and Easy Rider. Oh my
Yeah.
God. You know who you're giving me vibes of? Dustin Hoffman. A
Uh,
little.
do you like The Graduate?
Good movie. Yeah, great movie. I need to watch it again. It's been a little while. My college professor, it's his favorite movie. But that movie had a lot going on. Yeah, that movie was groundbreaking for sure. That's a great movie. Mike Nichols, who's a great comedic director, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he had his whole thing with Nichols and May, the duo comedy. So he was, and then he did Colonel Knowledge with Art Garfunkel, and Jack Nicholson was in that also.
Really? Okay, I'll write that down. Colonel Knowledge. Got it. Okay. One of my favorite movies ever. I guess The Apartment by Billy
Billy Wilder,
Wilder might be one of my favorite directors ever. Double Indemnity, uh,
Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard, The Apartment. Yeah, Billy Wilder. I think he's a classic case of read the lines on the script. So we're going back to that. He's a classic case
Yeah,
of
but he earns it. That's fine.
no, he's amazing. He really is one of my favorite directors ever. I've hoped the younger generation's watching this interview and they're appreciating kind
Yeah.
of me and you who share this kind of old soul a little bit, you know? At least, I feel like I have an old soul. I don't know if you'd agree with me.
Well, yeah, I don't like that term because it like you
No,
mentioned it's pretentious. Like how you said to me, like, oh, you're not one of those like born in the wrong generation guys, right? Because it does come across
I don't like that.
as
Yeah,
pretentious.
you're
But
right.
I just think, especially if you're in the industry, you should know about people also in the like. I
100%. And
would
let's
just
be
think,
honest.
especially kids who are, because I have friends who go to NYU or they're just at NYU, and I'll ask them about movies like Easy Rider, Midnight Cowboy, and they haven't seen them because what they mostly do at these schools, they spend one semester on one movie. The same way when you're in high school, they spend one semester on one book.
I'm so glad I'm not spending $1 million to go to that school because I go to Los Angeles Valley Community College, everybody. Yes, that's where I go.
Mm.
Took the best history of cinema class in the world. And I had a great teacher. This guy should be teaching at NYU, not LAVC. And we didn't just focus on, well, it is history of cinema. And I'm not going to negate the fact that they spend one semester on one movie, but what a waste of time. I mean, movies are all about variety and like perspective and just to dwell on one movie, like you might as well go make one. You know what I mean? So like I mean, it's okay to dwell on one movie. I mean, I took a diversity of cinema class and I dwelled on Beasts of the Southern Wild because I wrote a paper on that one movie. So maybe I negate the statement. But we didn't spend one semester on just one movie. We talked about a variety of things still, you know? Maybe it's my attention span. I don't know.
No,
But
it's not a. I
I don't
think if
know.
it's good,
I don't
it'll
know.
hold your attention span.
I don't
Some
know.
movies
I
don't
guess
age well. Just because a movie's old doesn't mean make it good, and just because it won like Best Picture in 1945 doesn't mean
that's
it's
true.
good. Well, I think
That's
sometimes people get discouraged. They watch a movie like I don't even know what doesn't hold up anymore. I guess something like Love Story, the movie. It was like the Oppenheimer of that year. So but you watch it now and it's not nearly as good as let's say like when Harry Met Sally or other movies where it follows in that same like boy girl. They're not similar in the ending or anything like that if
I
you don't
think
know
some of
the
the
ending. But
best boy girl movies I've ever seen. Nothing's coming to mind at the
well,
moment.
Annie Hall for me is number one.
Hmm.
Annie
You
Hall with Woody Allen and Diane Keaton.
Woody Allen fan?
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about how you sometimes do Nicholson in your auditions. If I ever read a scene with someone, I'm always doing Woody Allen, and I can't.
Or
That's
like his
to
voice
me.
or whatever?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing his like actual real life.
But his delivery or his inflection or just his what? Right? What do you mean? I'm sorry.
Like he does these like comedic pauses, or he stutters a lot on purpose. Like if you read his scripts, there's like us in on purpose in the script,
Oh,
and
really? Well, that's
so
great.
everything
I
is planned.
could never get into Woody Allen. What's the one movie I should watch to get into
It's
him?
well, it's Annie Hall, and if you don't like that, I would still give him another chance and watch Crimes and Misdemeanors.
Hmm.
And if you don't like that movie, you don't like Woody Allen. But I would say those two, if you haven't watched either of them, you
What
can't
if both?
You can't if you haven't watched him, I don't think you can tell if you like him or not.
Is Manhattan the one where he breaks the fourth wall? And
Okay,
talk,
Manhattan's a good third, but Manhattan to me is almost you didn't
oh
like
my,
Manhattan? Manhattan to me was like a slower version of Annie Hall. So if it doesn't mean just because you didn't like Manhattan doesn't mean you won't like some of the other ones. And also, if you were an actor 10 years ago, if you were 21 10 years ago, you would that's like the even 10 years ago he is older and there's scandals whatever whether it's true or not that's all another story, but he's still someone that everyone wanted to work with. It was like a badge of honor. Like Timothy Chalamet worked with him on a movie in
Oh,
2017.
really?
So he's always been just the staple. He's since like the
He's
60s.
a he's a pioneer, and he's yeah, he's done some incredible work for sure, for sure, for sure.
Well, yeah, I
Anyway,
mean, you talk about like Apocalypse Now. I would just say like um the opening of that is The Doors. That's they played the end.
yeah,
Do you know like where he's that movie's insane because isn't the premise of that movie where he basically feels better being in a warfare environment than just being
yeah,
home?
yeah. So basically, to a certain yeah, you see him like when he's not in the confines of war. There's that classic scene where he's cutting himself right in his bedroom, and he actually cut himself. And Coppola said, "Keep rolling," and he's just drinking himself to death. My favorite movie, my favorite part, yeah, the movie opens and he's like Saigon, and it's like,
Yeah,
and Duvall's like the smell of napalm in the morning. That movie's incredible. Yeah, he basically like it just shows that movie's all it shows the psychological it's psychological warfare essentially. And I don't know. That movie's so mind-blowing to me. I'm still trying to grasp it. I've seen it like twice and I still don't understand it entirely. Like Marlon Brando is like a figment of the imagination in that movie. Like, he shows up to set like 20, 30 pounds overweight. They have to shoot him at a certain light, a certain angle. I don't know if you knew that, but
I'm
yeah,
coming into the light like Brando right now.
yeah, yeah. Exactly, right. And one of my favorite shots is Martin Sheen. He like comes out of the water and it's just like his face. And he's like that. And
Right.
he's got the face paint on his face. And Dennis Hopper's in that movie too. He plays the photographer. He is nuts in that movie. He is nuts. And Dennis Hopper was in Easy Rider, which he directed. So
Don't
I
get
still
me
need to
Easy
see
Rider.
I still
That's
need to see Colors, I think. The movie he did Colors with Robert Duvall, the one about the LAPD cops. I still need to see that
yeah.
movie.
I and it won't compare to Easy Rider to for me. That's my movie. I mean, like I think we need another Easy Rider because that was made somewhat independently. It was
Oh, what's the one with Austin Butler, bro? What's the one that they did with Austin Butler, bro? That one. Freaking him and Russell Crowe. What was that movie called? I don't even
oh,
remember.
I thought we were just talking about Elvis. I have no.
Oh, stop. No, he just did a biker movie. It didn't really, I
Oh,
started watching
really?
it. Yeah, I couldn't get into it. They do need another Easy Rider, but maybe not motorcycles, you know?
Right. Well,
Yeah,
no, I don't mean literally like make a remake. I just mean another one where it was a low budget movie
yeah.
and Dennis Hopper himself worked on the script and directed it. And that
Right.
seems to be the only way you could do it. And you need that especially now more than ever because whatever they did those independent movies like that, it was because they knew the more hands it got into, the times they were in, it just was more likely people are going to try to stamp stuff and get rid of it and cut it out of the movie
Right.
because
Right.
of whatever politically correct thing was
Yeah.
looming over the industry at the time. And this has happened, this is not the only time we've had a Hays Code. This is like, it's the 50s and the 80s, and we're having it again.
Haze Code. Yeah, I kind of remember learning it. Yeah, the Haze Code. Right. Yeah. Back then they didn't have rated R. It was just X, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Midnight Cowboy was one
Like
of those
Cowboy
movies.
was the only movie to win Best Picture that was X rated. But yeah, the Haze Code, that's a deep cut on your part right there.
Uh,
Yeah, I need to go. That was a big time in the movie history, man. I need to go back and look on that a little bit because they were basically like putting a cap on what you couldn't do and what you could do. And I don't,
I think Tarantino said it was Hitchcock who like was always kind of being barred by that, and anytime he would try to end the movie a certain way, it would always come back from the studio like you can't end it that way, you have to end it this way.
do you remember that? Did you hear the story where it was on the set of Citizen Kane? The director, frickin' whatever his name is,
Yeah, Orson Welles, yeah.
Welles, he would not give the dailies. He did not let the producers see the dailies. So they had no idea what was going on during the making of that movie. They just had to sit with the fact that they were going to see the end product. That might be the only time in movie history that I know of where the director didn't hand the higher ups the dailies. They just gave them full control. Mad respect to him for that, I guess, in a certain way.
Because usually when you think of a war movie, like, oh, like these are men and they wanted to go to war, and like we're looking at these people. They showed you teenagers who were
Right.
playing Jimi Hendrix on the boat that would soon get blown up.
That's exactly with the little puppies. Remember the little puppy
Yeah.
scene?
Anyway, this is
Yeah.
becoming a Joe Rogan type of
All
situation.
right. It's been incredible. We should send each other off here. But
Yeah. All
thanks.
right. Go take care of your cat.
Yeah, I will, man. Thanks for having me. This has been a
Thank
great.
you for being here. Okay, we're kicking off it well, kicking this thing off well.